He came home close to midnight. The door creaked, the floor whispered beneath his shoes, and that smile, that smug, satisfied curve, landed on me like a slap. I was sitting at the dining table, my plate still warm, my eyes cold. He smelled like her perfume, sweet, floral, expensive, the kind of scent you can't mistake for a stranger's. He looked at me, half drunk on guiltless arrogance, and said, "I slept with my boss tonight, and no, I don't regret it." He said it like a joke, like it was just another story from his day. I didn't blink. I just picked up my fork, finished the last bite of my dinner, and said quietly, "All right, that's all. No shouting, no crying, no questions." He wanted a reaction. I gave him silence. Because silence, I've learned, frightens the guilty more than rage ever could. We'd been married 6 years. He was my first love, my last mistake. There was a time when he couldn't stand being apart from me, when he'd call during lunch just to hear my voice, when my laughter made him forget the world. Then came her, his boss, the kind of woman who treated men like trophies. He called her brilliant, driven, confident. I called her what she was, a parasite that fed on admiration. At first, I didn't believe it. The late nights, the sudden work trips, the laughter that wasn't meant for me. But then I saw the messages, the ones where he called her baby, the ones where she said, "She'll never know. They always think we won't." That night, after he confessed, he went to bed with the ease of a man who thought the storm had passed. He even had the nerve to kiss my forehead and say, "Don't be mad, you deserve honesty." Honesty? I almost laughed. When his breathing steadied and sleep wrapped him in its false peace, I walked to the kitchen, opened the drawer where I kept my secrets. Not knives, not poison, but documents. Over the past few months, I had been preparing. Not because I suspected this, but because I had seen the cracks forming. Men like him always crumble. I just made sure I'd be the one standing when he did. I had already transferred the house to my name through a quiet legal adjustment he never noticed. I had access to every account, every password, every shared asset. All his photos with her, backed up and ready. His boss's husband, contacted anonymously weeks ago. All I needed was his confession, and now I had it. By dawn, I brewed coffee, just like every morning. He stumbled out of bed, half asleep, expecting breakfast and forgiveness. He got neither. On the table sat an envelope. Inside, copies of his messages, screenshots, and the recorded audio from last night. His words, crystal clear. "I slept with my boss, and I don't regret it." I looked up at him, calm, distant. He opened the envelope, and the color drained from his face. I didn't mean it like that," he started. I raised a hand. "Don't insult me twice." Before he could speak again, his phone rang. It was her husband. He didn't answer. He didn't have to. The silence said enough. By noon, her affair was a company scandal. HR had the evidence. Her husband had the proof. And my husband had nowhere to run. They fired them both within hours, one for misconduct, the other for moral breach of trust. He came home, pacing, furious. "You ruined my life!" he shouted. I turned to him and said softly, "No, darling, you did that yourself. I just handed you the mirror." He threw things, cursed, begged, wept, cycling through all the stages of regret. But by then, I was already gone. I had emptied our joint account the moment his confession left his mouth. I had packed my things while he slept. The movers came as he screamed in the living room, watching everything he owned disappear into boxes. I left him the house keys on the counter. It was still my house, of course, but I wanted him to feel what emptiness really meant. Weeks passed. He tried to reach out, apologize, make promises, cry over messages. I never replied. He once said my silence scared him. Now it haunted him. I moved on quietly. No revenge post, no drama, no public breakdown. Just absence. And nothing unsettles a narcissist more than being ignored. Last I heard, she divorced her husband and moved cities. He lost his job, his reputation, and the woman he destroyed everything for. As for me, I got peace. And peace, I learned, is the most painful revenge of all. Sometimes at night, I replay that dinner in my head. The moment he confessed, the smirk on his lips, the fork in my hand. He thought I was weak because I didn't fight. But revenge isn't about noise. It's about precision. He played with fire. I became the flame. And when he woke up that morning expecting coffee and comfort, he got the truth, served hot, final, and unforgettable.